All right, so we're about to replace the handlebars on the Graffiti X. And the ones that I got are a set of motorcycle handlebars. So these are these Pro Taper Evo Adventure handlebars. There's the information on them. And let's see. So they are supposed to be the correct diameter down here where they attach to the clamp, and then the same up here where all of the accessories go on the bar. And they appear to be about 4 inches taller. And these bars were actually cheaper than the risers that a lot of people are buying off of Amazon. Those risers are like $120. Those bars, I think I bought them for $96, and I've seen a few places where they were up to about $110. But I feel like the bars are going to be a better option. Now, that's if the cables and the wires are going to be long enough, and we're going to find out together because I really don't have any idea. But here's where we're going to start. All right, so to disassemble this, we got to take this handle off, and this one just pulls off. We've got 2 screws. So right here we've got this screw and this screw. Those are T25 Torx to get that off there. Same thing on this side, T25 Torx. You've got 6mm Allens holding the handlebars on, which you would have had to have put that together when you got the bike, so you're probably familiar with that. We have a 2mm Allen inside of that hole right there. And we have, I believe it is a 2mm Allen over here. You can kind of see it back in there. And then I'm not sure what is holding the display on yet. I've got to loosen the handlebars and twist it to see what that is. But I will confirm all of those sizes as we go. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is pull this handle off. It is very tight. You can kind of just pull and twist. And it will come off there. Going to take our T25 Torx and go ahead and take the brake handle off. That will be out of the way so that we can now access our 2mm Allen. So our 2mm Allen is right in here. Just loosen that up a little bit. And then you can see it will now slide around. We've got a 2mm Allen on the on-off switch also. Back with our T25 on the outer brake lever. We've got our brake lever out of the way that exposes this screw, which is actually a 3mm Allen. Loosen that up, and then that will come off. We're gonna take our 4 Allens off of the handlebar clamps. And these are going to be 2mm Allen on the display. Which were remarkably loose. I should have checked that when I put it together, I suppose. Grab these screws so we don't lose them. And then we can slide the twist throttle off. And everything from the other side. All right, now, before we put the handlebars into the clamps, we're gonna slide everything on because we're not gonna have enough cable to put it on once the handlebars are clamped in place. And it looks like it's going to work. cables are long enough, wires are long enough, the brake lines are long enough. There's one problem. With the stem or the clamps all the way tight, the handlebars are not tight. And that is because these handlebars, even though my understanding was what I was purchasing was the same thickness as the other ones, these handlebars are a little bit smaller in diameter down here where it clamps. Now, that's really not that big of a problem. What I am going to do is put a shim inside of there, and it should be a pretty minimal shim. I'm thinking that I will probably use like an old 30 thousandths feeler gauge or something like that. And if everything works the way that I think it will, then what I will probably do is take the clamps off and grind them down a little bit so that they clamp further down, and we'll clamp the bar. But this is much more comfortable. It's a much better position, and everything works the way it should. I've still got to put this on, but I'm going to put the shims in here before I do that. All right, so what I have is I've got two old feeler gauges. Like I say, this is temporary, and I'm just going to bend them around this bar for now. All right, get some help from some pliers. Now, what I'm talking about doing is on the tops of these clamps where the bolts go through, cutting down the face on each side. If I take 1/8 of an inch off of there, then that will be plenty for this to tighten up. Right now, I'm just putting these feeler gauges in, and we'll see how well this works. Okay, that is solid with those feeler gauges. So honestly, I don't even know if I'll grind the clamps down. I'll probably just leave it like it is because that is not going anywhere. Now I need to put the display on. I've got my 2 little screws with the 2mm Allen, and I'm going to have to do something here too because this will not quite clamp down on these bars. But for this right here, a little plastic shim or something will be fine. You can see it's tightened all the way, but it's not tight. Even on something like this, some electrical tape or something like that would be fine. So I can come back and show you what I did afterwards to tighten that up, but I'm happy with this. It turns all the way in each direction. None of the wires or brake lines appear to be being pulled too tight. There's this one right here is being pulled a little bit, but I think if I pull this up and zip tie it right here, then it'll be fine. On this side, it all seems well also. And how often do we ride around anyway with the handlebars cranked all the way to one side? So I'm happy with it.